Oh, good morning, good people of the interwebs. It's 6 a.m. over here. Well, 6:20 on my end, and this is where the magic happens, ladies and gentlemen. What you're looking at is a blank screen. Well, not a blank screen, but a blank sheet of paper. A blank sheet of online papers. This is where most of my work. What I don't do when I'm let's playing. This is what I do when I'm not let's playing. I'm actually creating something. So what do I usually do? Well, I usually sit around and I think. Now, I've been asked various questions about writing. And the only advice I can give is for those who are in the habit of writing or in the process of making your own novel, it's very easy. You see, the one thing you have to do is be like this sheet of paper here, this online sheet of paper that you're seeing right now. You have to clear yourself. You have to be empty. Because that is where most of the good ideas come from, when you're empty. When you go from feeling, when you go with your emotion. Because when you're not thinking, that's when it usually happens. That's when you get your best ideas, when you're not thinking. Because in a sense, you are thinking, but you're not conscious about what you're thinking about. The idea's there, but you have no idea how to put it down onto paper. So, what I'm going to show you, my good peoples, is the various stuff I've worked on. And as you can see, all my stuff, which actually has my name on it, not my pen name, but my actual name on it. I mean, I have a whole lot of things going on, and this right here is my current piece of work, which this is what I'm currently working on right now, Kamen Rider Harrier. And usually everything else, I have a whole lot of stuff. Like this is my latest finished project right here, Kamen Rider 21 or Kamen Rider 21. And usually, I like to say that I have everything that I've wanted to do for so long right here. So I mean, everything is like including stuff that people send me. Even my unsaved documents that I basically used while I was in the middle of my LPs. Namely, like getting scripts and maps and such, something like that. Like all these right here, as you can see, these are all from Phoenix Wright. This is book 2 of the 7-Star Saga series. That was my partnership convo when I was actually considering about, getting partnership. Before the guy simply just dropped off the face of the planet. This, of course, is my legacy intro. And let me show you. Let me show you what I mean by just blatantly emptying your mind. Okay, let me use my intro to my series as something as to take notice. Right? We're going to go into the legacy intro and the legacy intro, which is like this. Is just coming from me. And I said this. For those of you who waited for me to finish this series, I thank you for the appreciation and the patience for me to create this masterpiece I like to call Legacy of the Seven Stars. It took me many months to recreate this story as it was originally named The Legend of Lance Dragoon. I thought about the story as a whole, and it wasn't truly about Lance, but it is about the history of the heroes of past, present, and future in this family that is most important. Thus, I changed the name because of the people that influenced his life in the past, present, and future. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can just a small handful of people influence one life? The truth is this is how I have seen my life through my mind. A lot of the story has been extended just to close plot lines and such, as well as keep you readers interested in the story. Well, I won't keep you from enjoying this story, and I certainly hope you enjoy the adventure. That is my intro. Now, another thing I also have, I could just close this like so, is going too fast here. My works. Now, I mean, I have so many works, it's not even funny. Let's go into my works like so. And as you can see, I have a whole mess of stuff like the Cyborg 009 fanfic, the second book in my series, even some poems and such that I did. Like I said, I did quite a bit of the stuff that I've done. Mainly, they date back to as far as 2007. And that was from my old computer, mind you. Now, I mean, you really want to see something amazing, though? This is what I want to show you. Now, this is something that I made, a long time ago, and probably this is something that will probably be the next book that I probably will release in the not so far future. It's called Mind of a Genius. And I just want to show you how many poems I've done so far. Besides the one that I've done like Love and Devotion and another one I plan to do, but I probably will just, do it when I feel like I need to do it. It's Wake Up, the World Needs to Know. It's something in progress. It's a work in progress. It's like a self-help book, but it's more like reality check to the face. Like a bitch slap, only harder. Let's see. We open Mind of a Genius like so. And I'm just showing you everything that I've actually ever done. Enable content, please. Now, let me show you. These are all the poems that I've ever done. From top to bottom. We got Wanderers, Tell Me, Deliverance from Darkness, beating the odds, and yes, it is my actual name. My tears, a name by any other name. Falling in love 9 times over. Love revive. Satorore, which in Japanese is transparent. 23 years existence. Unknown love. Feelings. Journey. War. It's always there. Don't hunt what you can't kill. Listen to the beat of my soul. Nature's child. Hollywood. Not my kind of town. Role players and role models. Let's see, what else is there? I am the sword. And final evolution. Now, mind you, these are all the poems that I've ever done. Now, this kind of poem is real. It's an alphabetic poem. This is something I learned when I was in college. And basically, this was all you had to do. Basically, you start from A to Z. You basically made 26 lines of anything that started from A to Z. Now you're probably wondering why I'm doing all this. Why am I showing you this? Well, from a standpoint that people say, I feel embarrassed. Well, I know somebody, MB, says, I feel embarrassed for having somebody read my book, read my work. And I told him, look, you have to basically think about it. You can't be scared of what people are going to say. You have to take it like a shot to the chin. And it's something you have to learn. You have to learn how to just take the good with the bad. You just can't say, oh, well, I'll listen to what you have to say, and that's it. Now, mind you, this first one was inspired by the theme song of Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water. Because I remember when I was on Web TV. And for those who can remember Web TV, yeah, Web TV was how we got along. That's how I managed to do all my websites. And basically on Web TV, you could do your own websites aside from doing all this other stuff like search the interweb. You can also be on forums and whatnot. And that's actually how I got started. I actually got started through forums, and I kept writing different stories. Most of my stories that were on the forums are long gone, including crossovers and such. And even on Angel Fire, I basically spent time and circumstances and everything else just because, oh well, I spent hours, and I mean hours, just thinking and thinking and thinking, and at the same time that I was thinking, I just put everything down on here. You see, every one of these, like the first ones, let me move that down there. There, that should do it. If that's not there, that should be there. Of course, the thing is, most of Most of what I have is like this. Yes, I did make one for September 11th. I made a poem just for September 11th. Like I said, most of them when I made, they just like, just like that. Whatever popped in my head, whatever affected me at the time. Most times, I just typed it all down, and I just basically did what I did. Go ahead, excuse me if my voice is still not up to par. I've been having a lot of fun on the stream, so just so you know, that's what's been going on. That's why my voice sounds like it is now. Plus, I sound like I just woke up, which I kind of did wake up. So, for you, my friends, allow me to share some poetry with you. Well, actually, I could tell you something else before I share some actual poetry with you guys. Yeah, a little bit of everything. A little poem, a little piece of story. A little bit of everything because my real job is me being an author. That's my real job. Believe it or not, this poem I was inspired by the overworld theme of Xenogears. And of course, if you don't remember the overworld to Xenogears, go listen to it. It is uplifting. It really is. But yeah, I basically took the time and the initiative to actually change up everything. Just do everything. Change up all the not the wording, but the way it looked. So everything just changed. And it took me about an hour to change mainly everything. Maybe probably more than an hour. But this is what happened. This one was about a girl that I actually did fall in love with, and she had these split personalities. So therefore, these split personalities of hers, I just kind of made like a love poem or something. Yeah, I made a love poem to every one of her personalities. So therefore, yeah, she had 9 personalities. So therefore, nine reasons to say why I fell in love. This one, if you don't know where these 2 lines came from, of course, everybody should know it moves like a river with the ebb and flow. I was gonna, it sounds like Secret of Mana. But I said I was going to read some poems. It's a good thing I'm checking all this stuff because I am basically looking through all my poems to see what sounds really, really good to read right about now. And yes, my poems date back to date back to 2005. Yeah, most of my poems really do date back to like 2005 because I had a lot of time. I had a lot of time to basically like a lot of time on my hands before. This was long before I became a Let's Player. Hell, this is long before Let's Players were even a thing. So you can tell this is what I actually did with my time. And this is long before I became an author to begin with. I basically just did poetry. Just poetry and more poetry. So, yes. What the hell was this? Oh, let me just... I don't know why. I don't know why it's all the way down there. That's the problem with certain poems. They always like... Bzz. They always have this way of just coming right back and bzz. And I haven't been doing this in quite a while, so you're going to have to bear with me as I fix everything. Like so. Because usually I do write my own poems. It's not like, oh, well, you know, you haven't made all this stuff. It has my name on it, so shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing. So many poems, and I say, oh, well, I want to do something. I want to read. And that's a problem with good poetry. I do a lot of it. And like I said, most of them are just like dating all the way back to 2005. And if you can see this is what I did from here. You guys see it yet? You guys see that, right? Hopefully you guys do see that. Because that right there, my friends, is what you call genius. That is what you call genius. Now, this is something that I did. It's a bunch of haikus. Because yes, like I said, I did a lot of poetry back in the day. So, and you can see the time that I basically posted down. Because back in the day, I'm just as worse than I am now with my poetry. Because this is what I did. I never really went to sleep. I stayed up writing. God damn. I'm looking at all these... You know, as I'm looking at all this right now, probably most of you are reading this like, God damn, this is deep. I know some of you are probably reading this and say, oh man, that's deep. And this is to my class, because yeah, when I was a teacher, this is to my first class, because you know my first class will probably be my first class will always be my special class. Because, that's the legend of Mr. Izzy right there. The legend of Mr. Izzy started from right here. This poem is the legend of Mr. Izzy. And then there's something about me, which I had to put up here. And people say, oh, well, you're supposed to do it. Yeah, I'm a genius, even though people just don't realize it. It's a good thing I'm doing all this cleanup stuff now. And that one's about my father, my departed father. And, that one is for people who just felt hurt, felt hurt. Like most of us have felt hurt in some fashion or form. So, why don't I share this one? Because it kind of it just feels, it kind of feels, I don't know. For most of us who have felt this way, I might as well just do this one. If that is alright with you guys, hopefully. If you want to share some feedback, I'd love to hear some. Alright. This one I posted around November 20th, 2005 at 12:38 a.m. And it is called For the Hurt and Forgotten. The world we live in is no perfect one. There are crowds of busy people that become too wrapped up in what they do. Some look down on the downtrodden, while others sell their souls for $1. Owners become slaves to their empires, while we start to grow together in one mass like we are now, taking whatever we have in hand just to reclaim what we've lost in years. As I sit here with pen in hand, my trusty book at my side, the pages may have been worn, the words unable to read, and the ink blurred from damage, but the feelings remain. I was once a nobody who felt sorry for myself, but now I am so much more. I was told that I couldn't hold thoughts, yet here I am, creating something big. I was called so many ugly things, but look at me now. I feel for the brokenhearted, embrace the wounded, comfort the abused, and raise the future. For anyone who has felt hurt, stand up. For those who have been taken advantage of, stand up. For the many that tire of the pain, stand up. I am an example of those who need one. A model of what you can do in your life and what you must do for your life. I am who I said I'd turn out to be. A somebody. As an old song goes, life is what you make it, there's no guarantee. That has been my motto. Shouldn't it be yours? The choice is now yours. Who are you going to be? I always feel good reading a good poem, especially if it's something I did way back then. I might as well do another one since this is pretty good. Since this one is pretty good too. This one I also did in November 25, 2005. 1:55 a.m. Yes, I don't sleep. They just say, oh, yeah, I'm an old man. No, I'm not an old man. I think a lot. I entitle it Racism, Satire Shakedown. The fear of mankind existed when time began. Domination was the name of the game. Fights broke out, wars caused hell, and lives were lost. 2,000 years later, humanity has learned nothing. Since race came onto the scene, Indians, Africans, Jews, the list near countless, the color of white became threatened, fearful what is to be the truth. That one majority is not the center of everything, but many grow in size for a right to live, for a chance for their families to continue. Instead of embrace, it's rejection that's felt. Would you call a man out of his name and call him a nigger or a cracker? Would you call a woman out of her name and call her a whore or a tramp? Or dare I say, a bitch? Just because their actions aren't always right? Is forgiveness more like a forgotten word? Much less we stop bashing others just because some don't know any better. There is only one point here. God made everyone different. And different is always a good thing. For humanity is much like a stew. Different ingredients are needed, only to improve the taste. We can only pray that racism dies once the blinders are off our eyes. Yeah, when I get deep, I really do get deep. Trust me. I mean, really, I have stuff that I can just basically throw out off the gate just because I can get that deep. I can really get that real deep. And I mean real deep. There's a reason why I would do, something deep just because, I have a lot on my mind. And this is some of the stuff I actually have sitting on my mind. But I mean, the stuff I do, this is basically all that I do. This is long before I became a Let's Player, long before YouTube was even a thing. And this is something that I remember when I was in Japan. There was something called, where I lived, where was Yotsukaido. There was a tree right outside the terrace, and the locals call it the magic tree. And I looked at it, and it made me think about the mana tree from the mana series. I just saw it, and I'm like, it was this. It was big. It was ancient, but it was so beautiful. And that was the wonderful thing about it. It was so beautiful. It had this ancient feel to it, and I'm like, I just basically just felt it. It's just like, it was just, the power. It's just like, it was just too awesome for words. I had a picture of it, but I don't know where it is. And I actually made drawings of it too. This is something else I also did. And this is a year later. Might as well share this one too. It's called I Am Him, He Is Me. And yes, I did this in January 11, 2006. 2:05 a.m. Dual. The act of two. Simultaneous. Acting at the same time. In different places we live, sensing each other from great distances. Double-edged, like two sides of a sword. One side to protect, the other to fight. Existence. A body with a soul and mind. Emotions, the simple desires of the heart. I resemble a man with a cloak, strong yet silent along this long path. Hardship and joys which is called life. The image of a hero. He resembles that of an ageless mystic, stable and simple, but not all that powerful. Shunned and looked upon differently, the image of an outcast. An open palm, a sign of trust and friendship, covered by a mantle of invisibility. To this world of lies, depression, and conflict, struggling in a fight to recreate beauty. Peace, just a slight breath away, slumbering upon the serene dreams of light. The constant black clouds of war, always moving and watching to consume the hand of fate causing hatred. Hatred, man causing hell on earth. From stone throwing to enslaving another race. Prejudice, the culprit, cackling in the dark. Two men of different races. But yet we've learned one simple fact. We're so much alike as if looking at a mirror. We came up with one simple rule. He is me. I am him. A piece of me lives with him, as much as he lives in me. Even if the world goes mad, we won't. Wanderer, the observer of life. Adventurer, the seeker of a larger journey. Like two ancient heroes of times past, glory we do not want. I am him, he is me. Two souls seeking a greater purpose. One guides while the other follows. Honor is the tie that binds us together. That was smart, dirt. That was smart. That was real smart. But in any case, yes. That one is actually. It's too. It's like this. There are two ways I'm seeing this, because it's talking about myself, and it's talking about my persona, or it can be, or it can be seen as two people, like I'm walking with my best friend. So think about that. It's a double meaning. That's a double meaning. That's a double meaning poem. So like I said, I can actually get deep. And when I get deep, y'all better watch out, because I can really get deep. That was when I was in the choir. This one, I remember I was a judge at a local competition that they, to this day, they still call me whenever this event shows up. They call me in, and I'm either an MC or a judge. More than likely, oh, we're gonna put you on the pedestal. You're gonna be an MC. Anyway, this one is, still in 2006, 1:45 a.m. And this one is about one of my former students. They actually won something, but their parent was just too much of a douchebag, and they wanted to slap the taste out of her mouth. You know, just because, oh, she did her best. That's all there was. She won what she deserved. She got herself this prize, so therefore she deserved it. She put in all the time and the effort and the patience to, do what she can do. So, let me just read this. To achieve or not to achieve? That is my question. What is it to attain success without honor, or even be proud of a personal best? What's to be proud of within one's boundaries? To win a medal and fall short of the mark, ever broken from view like shrapnel? How far will blind ambition go? to succeed or not to succeed, ever uncertain of what's to come. Yet others glare at that which isn't gold, determination now becoming ever wavering. And that's my phone. Emails. Shall dreams shatter before mine eyes? Having to carry a 2-ton burden of failure after claiming personal victory as mine proof? Will uncertainty ever break my spirit? To see what others cannot see, that is my solution. To rise above that which is beyond the norm, motivated to see a better victory. Weakness, I have some but to strengthen. Strength, I've plenty to share. Inspiration, I've much to offer and enlighten. To have the power to use them, that's up to me. A personal best is a drive to go higher. How high, that I do not know. Mayhaps past the skies and stars, or reach the path of heaven itself. Live to reach your own expectations, not that of others. Set your own bar to achieve greatness. Greatness that goes beyond comprehension. And to this very day, I live by that rule. I actually live by that rule. I live to reach my own expectations. Like, right now, as a Let's Player, I do what I do because I like what I do. I'm not doing it to show off. I'm just me. You know, what you see is what you get, and you don't like it, well then, that's too goddamn bad. Because I have people backing me up. And they will back me up. To the RCO, y'all my peoples. Y'all my peoples. I love y'all. I really do. I really do love y'all. Thank you for backing me up all the times that need to be. Even if we haven't seen, each other, in person. Or maybe we have. But that's besides the point. I had to take this time to say thank you, because friends, people are a dime a dozen, but friends, they're forever. They're really forever for me, To me, we go in the battle together, we laugh together, we cry together. That's camaraderie right there. No better camaraderie than that right there. There's no better camaraderie. We talk shit about each other, but after all, we can talk shit about each other. We can shoot the shit, fire it off. We can look at each other, glare at each other, and then after that, we laugh. We laugh it off, and the rough days that we get, we deal with it together as a group. So to me, that's important. So like I said, I'm speaking from my heart here. I'm not really saying this just because I'm a gamer. Oh no, you see you don't do this right. I don't. There's a lot of things I don't do right, but you know what? I don't care. It's the way I am. Just like everybody is entitled to do things their own way, I'm entitled to do things my way. There's no problem with it. There really isn't a problem with me doing what I'm doing now. Because not many people know that, I'm really an accomplished writer. But not to mention, I'm a part-time poet too. I might as well share this one too. Called Rondo of Emotion, and yes, I might as well save, because I probably will work on this on my own time, fix up everything in this little project that I've been doing for I think 9 years. Because like I said, since my old computer And this is my second computer. This to me being, 9 years. I actually ever had a working computer. This is my second computer, so therefore, to me, it's like, oh, my computer lifespan, being that my computer has always been my workstation, yeah, 9 years. I've been on the computer for 9 years. And this is what I've been doing for 9 years, aside from making videos. For those who can hear me, aside from making videos, this is what I've been doing. I've been doing poetry. So hopefully I have inspired those who feel kind of scared to share their work. And all I say is don't be frightened. Don't be afraid of love. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get love, and don't be afraid to take it, Don't be afraid to take criticism. That's all I'm going to say. I might as well share one more, like I said, and this one is this. Rondo of Emotion. Did this in February 2nd, 2006, 4:43 p.m. Yeah, this I actually did right after work, I believe. Emotions live alongside and within us, like a rainbow of many flavors. Expression is the variety of life. Yet we live by logic and know-how. How we feel becomes dormant. The way we live our lives daily. Always thinking of our heads, hardly using what's beating in our chests. Yet each person is different. Some ride on clouds, others on roller coasters. They clash like atoms and fizzle. How we feel is much as important as how we think. Not everything is or has to be with logic. Some can be solved with feeling. How people operate is unique. While skill is necessary, there is also talent, potential, and will. But we have to enjoy what we do with feeling. Guys, please. You have to enjoy that. You have to enjoy what we do with feeling. We can't just fake the funk. And I might as well just leave it like that. I might as well just leave it there. Or rather, leave it right there with this line. Boom. This line that I have left highlighted, I'm going to leave you guys with that one. Because I feel in this day and age, especially since most of what is going on online, namely YouTube, some do it for an act, and others just do it just because, I do this because people like it. But the thing is, do you enjoy it? It doesn't matter how many games you play. It doesn't matter how many videos you make. The real question is, do you enjoy what you do while you're doing it? Do you feel like you've accomplished something? Even though it may not feel like much, do you feel like you really accomplished something? Every time I make a video, or every time I'm working on, I'm getting close to finishing a project, I feel more and more competent. I feel more and more accomplished. People should feel like that. I mean, certain parts, they feel like, oh, it's so hard, it's so difficult. But the real thing is, it's not really that difficult. I mean, there have been people who basically they just tend to give up. And they give up far too easy. Or they let life kick them in the ass. And, let it become its bitch. And they're being bent over and forcefully fucked in the ass. And yes, I'm being brutally, roughly, and bluntly honest. Because not many people actually do that. Not many people have the decency to stand up and say, you know what, I'm not going to take this shit. I'm one of those people who say, you know what, I'm not going to take this shit. I'd rather you come to me, tell me what's wrong. I'd rather you tell me how much you appreciate me. I want to know. And if you don't like what I do, well, that's too damn bad. Because, hey, what I do, it means something. Even what I'm doing now, sharing my other side of me, as it were. Because you've seen me do Let's Plays, but how many of you have actually seen me speak in poem format? How many of you have actually seen me speak in poem format? And this is like, what, page 53 of 137? And probably then some, as this is a future, and I do mean a future book coming out. I mean, most of us has gone through so much, and yet I've gone through the worst. I had surgery on my left side, and I had to because if it were not for the surgery, I'd be a freaking stump right now. I wouldn't even have a left side. I'd have stumps. So I don't take what I do very lightly. I like walking. I like going out. I like to actually feel blood flowing through every part of my body. I enjoy it. It makes me feel free, feel alive. It makes me want to survive. And yes, I am chanting Sonic R. But I mean, like I said, these days, I mean, take this line as general speak right there. We have to enjoy what we do with feeling. It's not much, but you know, life can get tough. This is true. But think about it. You live, you survive one day, therefore, you're getting closer to that goal. Just focus on getting to that goal. And never stop. Everyone has a personal goal in life. Mine, I just want to be successful in whatever I do. That's my goal in life. Just to be successful in what I do because I deem it necessary as an accomplishment in life. So hopefully this video that I've shown you right here in my, right here in my repertoire of poetry, I was considered doing something like this, like maybe just read off a part of my stories and whatnot. I was thinking of that as something different from you guys watching, or some of you guys watch my videos. I don't know how many people watch all my videos, even though they're long as fuck, but still, I do what I do just because it's important to me. And people don't understand. Well, that's all. That's all I can say. So with that, I think that'll do it for today. Tonight, I will do, of course, what I said I plan to do. A little mixture of both this weekend. I will probably do a little bit of Bahamut, some Kotokol, and some East. Just because I can. So with that, folks, I have been the Tenkaichi of gaming. and a fellow student of the arts, Ichigo Musco. And I will see you guys next time. So with that, take care, God bless, and of course, Tenkai Muso.